15 states in America are quietly collapsing, and many people have no idea they're about to lose everything. Not because of an earthquake, not because of a war, but because they're living in a home where the market has silently turned against them, while they still believe they're safe. You pay your mortgage on time, you take care of your home, but you can still wake up one day and realize your house has lost $100,000 in value, and no one wants to buy it anymore. Many people age 50 plus once believed, just hold the house and you'll be fine. But now they're desperate as taxes, insurance, and interest rates crush them every month, every quarter. And the worst part? No one warned them. This video is the final warning. If you live in one of these 15 states, or plan to move there, missing the next few minutes could cost you your entire life savings. 1. Florida. The epicenter of the 2025 housing crisis. Florida is leading the nation in the speed of its housing market decline, becoming the clearest symbol of a crisis quietly spreading across the country. According to Adam, October 2025, Florida is the state with the highest foreclosure rate. 1 out of every 1,129 homes has been foreclosed, an increase of more than 20% compared to the same period last year. In once hot areas like Cape Coral, Naples, and Tampa, home prices have dropped 6 to 9% in just the first 9 months of the year. But the deeper issue lies in the cost of home ownership. Insurance premiums have doubled in just 2 years due to natural disasters and climate risks. A $350,000 home can cost up to $9,000 per year just for insurance, not including property taxes rising from reassessments. Florida is also one of the states with the fastest growing renter population. Nearly 34% of residents are renters, putting heavy pressure on the rental market. Meanwhile, Airbnb is declining, with many homeowners giving up as profits can no longer cover costs. Cities once full of tourists like Orlando and Miami are seeing thousands of Airbnb listings put up for sale or converted into long-term rentals at lower rates. One factor that cannot be ignored, reverse migration, is beginning. In 2025, there is a growing trend of older adults leaving Florida for states like Tennessee, North Carolina, or even the Midwest, where costs are lower and insurance risks are fewer. One viewer commented very accurately, "I've lived in Lee County for 15 years. This year, my insurance went up 140%, and my taxes increased because my home was reassessed. My neighbor, a retired teacher, had to sell her house because she couldn't afford the escrow." Florida, long considered a retirement paradise, is now slowly becoming a place where many families age 50 plus are retreating just to survive financially. What do you think about the future of Florida housing? Is it still a dream destination for older adults? 2. South Carolina. When the retirement dream becomes a burden. In October 2025, South Carolina surpassed even California to become the state with the second highest foreclosure rate in the entire country, right after Florida. According to data from Adam, 1 out of every 1,182 homes here is in foreclosure. This raises a major question. Why is a state once considered a retirement paradise now falling into a spiral of instability? The main cause comes from the massive home buying boom during 2020-2022, when people from the North and the Midwest flocked to South Carolina to avoid taxes and look for a retirement destination. However, when interest rates surged above 7%, many households who bought at peak prices began losing the ability to pay. Combined with rising maintenance and insurance costs after recent storms, the market is now entering a clear correction cycle. In counties such as Charleston, Lexington, and Richland, home prices dropped an average of 4 to 6% in just 9 months, while repair costs increased by up to 18% due to construction labor shortages. Notably, South Carolina has nearly 19% of its population over age 65, while the median household income is only about $56,000 per year. Not enough to withstand the double pressure of living costs and asset depreciation. An older viewer once shared under a video, "We moved to Colombia to spend our final years. But this year our insurance nearly doubled, and electricity prices are climbing. I'm starting to wonder if we made the wrong choice." Many experts warn, if the trend of foreclosures and sell-offs continues over the next 6 months, South Carolina will not only lose home value, but also lose the trust of an entire generation of retirees. Because once the dream of a safe, low-cost place collapses, very few people dare to return a second time. South Carolina, once the golden choice for retirees, is slowly losing its advantage to soaring prices, soaring costs, and a severe liquidity squeeze. For many middle-aged households, the dream of settling here may now need to be reconsidered. Are you considering leaving South Carolina, or do you think things will stabilize soon? Share below. 3. Nevada. When Vegas loses its lights, investors quietly run away. Once considered an Airbnb investment paradise, Nevada, especially Las Vegas and Reno, is now witnessing a quiet but brutal retreat. According to data from Redfin and AirDNA, Q3 2025, more than 17% of Airbnb property owners in Las Vegas have listed their homes for sale within the past 12 months, mostly because profits no longer cover interest rates, maintenance, and new taxes. Las Vegas, where home prices once surged more than 45% during 2020-2022, is now undergoing a sharp correction. Prices have fallen an average of 7.2% in 9 months, while the foreclosure rate has increased 18% compared to last year. In Clark County, 1 in every 2,400 homes has a foreclosure filing, a number that continues to climb due to adjustable loans from the Trump era and the COVID era. What's notable is that unlike Florida or South Carolina, where viewers 50+ move to live, Nevada is where many middle-aged individuals once invested in short-term rentals. But now, Airbnb income has dropped 30–40%, and new restrictions on business registration and tourism taxes have made the model no longer viable. A viewer once shared in the comments, "I have 2 condos in Vegas bought in 2021. Now prices are down, guests are fewer, maintenance is expensive. I'm listing them, but no one is asking. If I could go back to 2020, I wouldn't invest again." Beyond real estate, Nevada's economy depends heavily on tourism, casinos, and services, all of which are being hit by declining consumer spending. When Vegas becomes less attractive, capital pulls out, and homes once called investment assets turn into burdens. Nevada, once promising opportunity, is now reminding many people of the dark side of speculation and the costly truth behind the bright lights. Have you ever considered investing in an Airbnb in Las Vegas? What do you think now? 4. Illinois. When those who stay have to pay the price. No natural disasters, no Airbnb bubble, Illinois is still sliding into a quiet but frightening housing crisis. The collapse here comes from taxes, migration, and budget instability. Things that aren't loud, but eat away at each household's finances. In 2025, Illinois continues to rank among the states with the highest outbound migration, according to the U.S. Census. Chicago alone lost nearly 40,000 residents in 12 months, most of them middle-class families and retirees. What they left behind wasn't just their home, but the entire tax burden for the state. The result? Those who stay are paying the difference. Property taxes in Illinois are the highest in the country, averaging 2.27% of home value per year, according to Wallet Hub 2025. A $300,000 home can cost more than $6,800 a year in taxes alone, not including insurance and rising utility costs after the historic freeze earlier this year. A friend of mine joked, "In Illinois, buying a house is like marrying a beautiful wife, but every month you have to buy gifts for the entire city council." It's funny, but not wrong. Living here, you pay taxes for the people who have already left. Chicago and surrounding areas are also dealing with abandoned homes and rising crime, making many middle-aged residents wonder, am I living in a city whose future is slowly moving backward? A 55-year-old driver in Joliet left a comment. "My house was bought 20 years ago in the suburbs. Now no one wants to buy it. Every year I pay nearly $7,000 in taxes, not counting maintenance. I stay, but I feel stuck." Illinois doesn't collapse loudly. It drains your finances slowly, year after year, person by person. Like and subscribe so your life always stays alert before it's too late. To 5. Delaware. The earthquake. Coming from a state that seemed peaceful, Delaware is small, rarely mentioned, but it's shaking the real estate watchers. One of the states with the highest foreclosure rates in the US right now. No one expected a tiny state, once seen as a symbol of stability and business-friendly laws, to end up on the list of the earliest collapse risks. The reason isn't geography, it's psychology. During the low-interest era, many people moved to Delaware to live quietly, avoid taxes, buy affordable homes. But reality is exposing something harsher. A home bought with hope is now being held together by debt and worry. Home prices have stagnated. Transactions have plunged. But the cost of ownership, taxes, insurance, repairs, has skyrocketed. In a small market like Delaware, just a few thousand people letting go is enough to shake the entire system. This situation is causing older or middle-income residents to lose their illusions and to sell under pressure. A middle-aged viewer shared, "I once thought this was where I would stay for the rest of my life. But now, every time I check my account, I have to ask myself, can I even keep the house this month?" No natural disasters, no Airbnb. But Delaware is the perfect example of a silent collapse, when the cost of living rises far beyond hope. Are you living in Delaware, or ever considered moving there? Share the thing you didn't expect at all when owning a home here, so others can prepare in time. 6. California. When the sunny coastline dream becomes a financial nightmare. California, a place where so many dream of owning a home surrounded by sunshine, beaches, and opportunity. But the reality of 2025 is revealing this. Many are paying a painful price for that dream. The state's median home price is currently around $761,000 and has dropped about 2.1% compared to a year earlier. But don't be mistaken, a price drop isn't necessarily a rescue. The debt gun is still loaded, and it's pointed directly at the homeowners who bought at the peak. The cost of owning a home, including interest, taxes, and insurance, is now more than double the median income level. A mid-sized home carries over $5,500 a month, mortgage plus tax plus insurance, a number that many households, especially older adults, cannot sustain long-term. On top of that, the price surge of the past drained the pool of real buyers. After interest rates jumped, many no longer qualified for loans. The number of buyers fell sharply, causing homes to sit longer or be forced to reduce prices. According to recent data, the number of homes listed for sale but then delisted, owners pulling out of the market, has surged. Not only that, nature is awakening the nightmare again. Wildfires and repeated natural disasters, especially in coastal and southern regions, are pushing insurance costs up, forcing many homeowners to ask themselves, keep enduring or give up? And if they give up, they lose their equity. A middle-aged couple in Southern California shared, "We thought we'd be safe for life, but now every month is a math problem. Mortgage, taxes, insurance, repairs. Income doesn't increase, but the costs double. They're considering moving to somewhere with less pressure." California, long a symbol of opportunity, is also becoming a symbol of the broken dream. If you're holding a home in California, or once dreamed of buying one, what would you do? Hold tight or let go? Share your decision below. 7. Texas. The promised land is showing its true face. Texas was once the golden destination for those seeking affordable housing, low taxes, and a vibrant economy. But now many people are waking up to the reality that what they thought was an opportunity is slowly turning into a burden. Home prices in many parts of Texas are dipping slightly, but the cost of maintaining ownership is rising fast. From interest rates and property taxes to insurance and repair expenses after harsh weather events. A home that seemed like a steal in 2021 can now consume more than half of a middle-class family's monthly income. What's worrying is that housing inventory keeps climbing, transactions are slowing, and days on market are stretching longer. Once the market loses liquidity, even those planning to sell to cash out become stuck. On top of that, Texas is seeing foreclosure filings rise again, a sign that some people are reaching their financial breaking point. For older adults who once saw Texas as a place to settle and retire, the current situation forces them to reconsider a difficult question. Is this still a place worth calling home for the long term? And you, if you once chose Texas because it was easy to live, do you truly feel life is easy now? Like and subscribe right now to follow the next parts that will surprise you. 8. Indiana. The silent shadow of foreclosure. Indiana isn't a headline name on the real estate crisis map, but that's exactly why what's happening here is unsettling. With little attention and no loud warnings, the burden is still crushing thousands of families. While the low cost of living is a major advantage, it has also pushed many people into risky home purchases during the market's heated rise. They borrowed more than they could sustain, believing that stable income and low expenses would keep everything balanced. But when interest rates jumped and home prices stalled, the equation fell apart. In the suburbs and small counties, a wave of listings is spreading. Many people are leaving because jobs have disappeared, or because they simply can't keep up with today's cost of living. And when too many people sell at once, prices only go down. For those over 50, this is a stage where mistakes can't be afforded. One wrong-timed purchase, or forcing yourself to hold on to a home beyond your means, can affect your finances for the rest of your life. Indiana is a reminder. Don't let peaceful appearances fool you. Sometimes the quietest markets are the most vulnerable. Cheap prices can't save you anymore, not when everything else is getting more expensive. 9. New Jersey. The land of debt dependence. New Jersey has long been known as the ideal suburban area near New York. Convenient, full of jobs, and rich in amenities. But today, its housing market is revealing deep cracks in affordability and a growing dependence on debt. Just in the past few months, foreclosure filings in New Jersey have surged, with many areas reaching some of the highest rates in the country. This is no longer an isolated issue. It's spreading, even in suburbs once considered safe. Home prices have stalled and buyers have pulled back. Yet property taxes and maintenance costs haven't paused for a moment. For middle-aged and older adults, the monthly expenses, mortgage, insurance, taxes, can quickly spiral beyond control. Even more concerning, those who bought homes during the peak price period are now watching their property values shrink. Selling to escape isn't easy either. The market has cooled, buyers are cautious, and days on market keep getting longer. A home that once symbolized stability has turned into a beautifully wrapped debt bag. For many, this is no longer a place to live. It's a constant struggle with paperwork, costs, and uncertainty. Did you once think of New Jersey as a stable choice for retirement? Take another look. This may be the very place quietly draining your finances without you realizing it. 10. Arizona. A quiet wave rising Arizona, warm sunshine, affordable living, and a migration wave from California once made it a dream destination. But now the hidden side of that boom is becoming clearer. Home prices have started to dip slightly, but the number of listings is surging. The market is slow, transactions are few, leaving many earlier buyers stuck, unable to sell, yet struggling to keep up as costs climb higher and higher. Arizona may look like it has plenty of homes, but it's critically lacking the kinds of homes people actually need. Supply doesn't match demand, so even with a market full of listings, middle-class families and retirees still struggle to find something that fits both their budget and their lifestyle. Meanwhile, rents continue to rise. Living costs, from utilities and groceries to insurance, are climbing along with it. For those on fixed incomes or retirement checks, this is becoming an increasingly difficult equation to solve. If you don't time things right, buyers can get swept into a market that's declining on the surface, but tightening underneath. And as long as interest rates stay high and incomes don't rise, you may soon realize you're living under the sun, but not feeling any warmth. Is Arizona worth settling in? Maybe, if you calculate carefully. But if you only see it as cheap and easy without looking deeper, you might be stepping straight into an undercurrent. 11. Colorado. When the mountainside is no longer a safe haven, Colorado once carried the image of mountains, nature, clean air, and valuable land opportunities, especially for those hoping to retire close to nature. But today, that picture is darkening. The median home price here is slipping slightly, yet the number of listings is rising sharply. Many homes are sitting for months without selling. The market is falling into a state of high supply and weak demand, causing liquidity to drop dramatically. For those with fixed incomes or retirement savings, the associated costs, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, have not gone down. Prices may be declining, but the cost of holding a home continues rising, creating a double burden. The result is that many homeowners now face a painful reality. Their property is losing value, yet they still have to shoulder increasing expenses. And if they try to sell now, they must either accept a loss or wait it out, all while risking their hard-earned equity. Colorado, once an ideal retreat, is now becoming a place where many people can no longer sleep peacefully. Thinking about a peaceful mountain home? Make sure you're not accidentally buying into a new financial worry. 12. Oregon. A green land, but full of thorns, Oregon, with its natural beauty and fresh air, has always been a dream destination for those who want to live slow and live green. But behind that peaceful appearance, a quiet crisis is emerging. Home prices are showing slight declines, but what's more concerning is the steadily rising housing inventory. More people want to sell, yet buyers are hesitant, creating a severely imbalanced market. In the suburbs, many homes once bought for long-term stability are now being listed again out of necessity, as living expenses, taxes, and maintenance costs far exceed expectations. For older adults, This is a harsh blow at a stage when finances are no longer flexible. Some people are even considering leaving Oregon because the burden now feels heavier than the tranquility they once hoped for. Are you thinking about Oregon as a retirement spot? Don't look only at the scenery and the purchase price. Calculate the long-term living costs, because that is what determines whether you can truly stay. 13 New York. When high value is no longer a safety guarantee. New York is a symbol of opportunity and premium real estate, but it's also a place where high prices no longer mean security. Home prices in New York are now out of reach for middle-class families. Many mid-range apartments have exceeded the average income level, making buying and holding a home more stressful than ever. The market is splitting. Luxury properties are holding their prices, while regular homes are declining and selling slowly. This puts middle-aged and older adults, especially retirees, in a tight spot. High purchase prices, expensive living costs, yet asset values that may fall when the market corrects. Taxes, insurance, medical expenses, and the pressure of living in a major city are also eroding the savings many people spent a lifetime building. When you live in a place that's too expensive but no longer have flexible income, it's no longer a dream, but a risky gamble. New York still has opportunities, but if your finances aren't truly strong, don't let faith in a golden location pull you deeper into crisis. 14. Ohio. A land of opportunity, but not entirely smooth. Ohio is considered an easy-to-live state, affordable housing and a stable environment. But affordable doesn't mean risk-free. Home prices in Ohio remain within reach, which is why many retirees and middle-income families choose it as a place to settle. However, the market is starting to show signs of slowing. More listings, fewer transactions, and a rising number of homes selling below asking price. Weak liquidity means it's harder to pull your money out when needed. For older adults, this is a major risk, because buying at the wrong time can lead to financial loss or being stuck with a home that no longer fits their needs. Living costs, taxes, and maintenance may be lower than in larger states, but when they stack up over time, they can still become a real burden for retirees. And if too many new residents move in while services, healthcare, jobs, infrastructure fail to grow fast enough, the living environment can quickly deteriorate. Ohio is a good place to live only when you clearly know what enough means. Buying because it's cheap is easy. Living comfortably there for the long run is what requires real consideration. Pennsylvania. Sliding slowly, but surely not as loud as California and not as explosive as Texas, Pennsylvania is quietly slipping into crisis in its own way. Prices aren't rising, costs keep climbing, and buyers are disappearing. The housing markets in cities like Philadelphia and Pittsburgh are showing clear signs of stagnation. Homes sit on the market longer, buyers are picky, and prices are dipping slightly, but not enough to spark demand. Meanwhile, property taxes and insurance aren't dropping, slowly eating away at the budgets of retirees and middle-income households. Many middle-aged families who bought during the optimistic phase are now facing a difficult question. Selling means taking a loss, but holding on means ongoing strain. Some areas are even starting to see long-term vacancies, an early signal of community decline. Pennsylvania doesn't crash fast, and that's exactly why many people underestimate the danger. You may be living in a normal home, but is your financial strength silently draining away? 15 states, 15 warnings. Home prices are falling, costs are rising, and the people who once believed they were fine are now the ones getting hurt the most. If you're living in a home, ask yourself, is it still an asset, or has it become a burden? Which state are you in? Do you see this happening around you? Leave a comment. Your story might save someone from a very costly mistake. And if you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with your loved ones, so no one has to pay the price of missing critical information. A home can be a place to live, but don't let it become the place where your dreams are buried.